whether they are live or virtual. Plus, I've spent 7 hours today on Zoom already. What's another half hour?
Man, I finally invested in a little mobile hotspot thing that allows me to get 22 megabits per second, so it's almost high-speed internet.
Oh, there you go. We went
so now
from,
I can zoom in both directions because I only have like 0.3 upload.
oh yeah,
And
okay.
so
Are you on DSL?
Yeah.
Yeah, DSL is 6 Mbps down and 300 kbps up.
Right. And so Zoom wants, if you're going to use your video camera, Zoom wants 1.5 meg at least.
We went from okay. We went from AT&T DSL direct to gigabit.
Yeah, and that's what my brother.
So that was okay. Yep.
Yeah, my brother's got that. They live off of Mars Hill. They got that for sale.
It is once we got there, because we couldn't. But we got from there, we went ahead and bought their deed and set up. You don't get that all the time because there's no share. But even at a wireless station, I got 250 Mbps down. And I get about 800 Mbps up.
Well, this freaking purchase, it'll get up to 50 if I was just a smidgen closer. So and it moves around and everything with you.
You know, 25% is enough.
So right now, my daughter's using it, so my wife and I could at least do this. I'll turn it on. So my wife and I share the DSL. So the next thing I need to do is move the house. My wife can use the wireless where she wants to. You know, half the time she's far into the kitchen. My antenna was like 3/4 of the way across the house. I set it up so you can sit in the music chair. Because I figured that's what I'm doing the rest of the night. I guess I'll have to rearrange it.
It's an ongoing process.
Too big a house, half the problems.
That's here online and in person.
Mm-hmm.
You guys cover.
I want to see our fellow commissioners so I can poll them and do all those fun things. Do we have the ability to see the podium?
We've talked about that with the administration. They don't have that capability right now. But we can work through that. We have to do this.
He's been doing it for what, 6 months now, for sure.
Yeah, so that one.
What about Karen's question about sharing the screen?
Yeah, we can share. And I think what it happened was, as long as we were in PowerPoint, we could, it was difficult to share continuously. When we go to the PDF,
Okay.
we should be able to keep that sharing constantly so that they can see on their screen with the little inset up top.
Okay.
Right, so that they're seeing the presentation on their screen, and then they'll have the inset up top.
Okay.
I think that'll take care of that question.
Okay. Very good. One step forward, and hopefully no steps back. Right?
Yeah, the year before all this began, I rigged up for our church. We weren't allowed to YouTube the services because we hadn't paid the music royalty for permanent records, you know. But we paid, we could do the live stream.
Look at that.
We started doing Facebook Live, a jury rigged version of our online church. It's a good thing we practiced because, you know, they pretty quickly had to go to for real online services.
Mm-hmm. Well, Lee Becker's Bookshelf has joined the meeting.
I got you.
Just bookshelf.
No, it's just, there's just a picture of Lee Becker's bookshelf.
But he might have a green screen and that could be some stock photo.
So he might be hiding behind it, or he might be around the corner. I don't know.
Those green screens allow people to set it up and make it look like they're sitting in their
Alright.
backyard or.
Yeah, we're thinking we might be able to set up maybe either another laptop. Share, if it's only in. It's like you're doing now, yours.
Sure. Yeah, you
With the
can
camera on.
aim the camera to the podium.
Yeah, we just gotta figure out how to do that.
Or even an iPhone.
We would have to figure out how.
Yeah, pad.
Switch back and forth, right, from that person, when they want to see the person talking on the podium, that person would have to.
No, it would just be another device with a camera.
Oh, okay.
It'd be just, I mean, they can see me whether I'm interacting or not. Yeah, if we just had a tablet or a phone, or a tablet or a laptop would be better, then we could just point there. You wouldn't need a second camera. You just hook it up to the
You can
Zoom.
set the Zoom,
That's kind of what we were,
That's a great
we
idea.
were thinking something like that.
the Zoom view, you can set it to where it only shows you who's speaking, so if it hears
Yep.
noise from another direction, it'll do that
I'm a
green
big
screen
fan,
around it.
I'm a big fan of gallery view, but,
Yeah, is that everyone? Is that everyone?
yeah, that's where you can see it. Evening, Nathan. Evening, Lee. That's why I speak up.
Penny said she was gonna be here.
Mute those speakers. Take care of that. Evening, folks. I'll do it this way. Karen, we do not have a camera on the podium tonight, but we're working to have one for next month.
Yay, thank you.
We do believe we have better functionality on the screen share.
Okay, that's awesome.
We will see. So far, that is a promise. Whether or not it's a realized promise remains to be seen.
Well, thank you for the effort. That's awesome.
Yes, ma'am.
Lee Becker, how's it going?
Lee, you're on mute.
There you go. Can I be allowed to record? Would that be possible?
Don't see why not.
Yeah.
I think someone has to do that. Okay, it's all set up. Thank you very, very much. Obviously, Sarah is not going to be there, so I appreciate it very much.
I'm going to guess that Gavin is masquerading as his wife, Jenny.
I think
Yeah, everybody except Bruce.
Bruce comes in as his daughter's, I think, from his daughter's Chromebook or something.
All right, as it is 7 o'clock, I will call this meeting of the Oconee County Planning Commission to order. Good evening and welcome to the November 16th, 2020 meeting of the Oconee County Planning Commission. We are a recommending body to the Oconee County Board of Commissioners. Decisions made tonight on rezoning requests and other issues will be forwarded to the Oconee County Board of Commissioners or appropriate city council for final action. Tonight's agenda and sign-in sheets for people wishing to speak are available outside the commission chambers. Anyone participating remotely wishing to speak should use the raise hand function located at the bottom of the Zoom window during the relevant request. First order of business tonight is the approval of minutes. Commissioners, if you would take a moment and review those and suggest any changes, modifications, or corrections. If there are none, I'll call for a motion.
So moved. This is Nathan Bird.
We have a motion by Nathan to approve the minutes.
This is Brian Poston. I'll second that motion.
And a second by Brian. Quick poll, Brian, how do you vote?
Approve.
Mike?
Approve.
Nathan?
Approve.
Scott?
Approve.
Chuck? Approved. Penny?
Approve.
Karen?
Approve.
Steve?
Approve.
Gavin?
Approve.
All right. And so the motion is unanimous. We'll move to the rezone requests. This is the procedure we will follow for all of the rezone requests this evening. The Oconee County Planning Department staff will present their report and recommendations on each request. Public input is received from the petitioner or the petitioner's representative. Public input is then received from a group representative or any individuals speaking in favor of the request. Public input is then received from a group representative or any individuals speaking in opposition to the request. The petitioner or petitioner's representative is allowed an opportunity for response or clarification. The public input session will then be closed. The Planning Commission will discuss the request and may ask questions of the Planning Department, staff, or the petitioner. Upon a motion and a second, and after any discussion of the motion, the Planning Commission will then vote on the motion. The Commission may elect to approve, modify, place conditions on, table, or deny a motion. For anyone speaking, we ask that you observe the following items regarding public input. Upon approaching the podium, please state your name and home address. Please direct your comments to the Planning Commission and not to the audience. When there are multiple speakers, please avoid repeating statements made by previous speakers so that there is time to hear from everyone. We ask the audience to extend the courtesy of not applauding or commenting on any of the speakers. First item is rezone P20-0190, Laura and Christopher Childs, tax parcel A05B002. Let's try it.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners. You have before you this evening rezone P20-0190. This is Laura and Christopher Childs. This is located at 1040 Burning Oak Drive. There we go. Yeah, I don't have control of the remote. Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, give me just a minute to gain control of the remote. Okay, we'll start here. Kyle will be the remote control. Again, this is located at 1040 Burning Oaks Drive, just outside of the town of North High Shoals. This is the parcel, subject parcel, the aerial photograph of that parcel. It's currently zoned AR, and it is in the country estates character area. And the applicant is proposing to split this parcel. It's approximately a little over 4-acre lot. But there's a condition on this rezone when the original subdivision was rezoned that the lot count shall not be exceeded beyond the rezone concept plan without prior approval of the Board of Commissioners. Therefore, we're bringing this back to you, the Planning Commission and to the Board of Commissioners, Planning Commission for a recommendation to allow the rezone modification to remove condition number 1 of rezone number 1114 and allow the additional 2-acre lot split in the Burning Oak Estate subdivision. This is the concept plan that shows the 2 parcels or the 1 parcel being split into 2, approximately a 2.25 acre tract and a 2-acre tract. This zoning, this lot size does meet the underlying zoning of AR. And staff recommend, architectural representative images are as shown here. And staff recommends approval of the request with the 2 conditions. And I'll be glad to answer any questions when you have some.
All right, thank you. And now we'll hear from the petitioner or the petitioner's representative. Okay, come on up.
I've never been here. So say that.
Well, welcome.
Hey, thanks. I'm Laura Childs, speaking on behalf of Chris and Laura Childs.
And would you please tell us your home address?
My home address is 1040 Burning Oak Drive in Bishop. And we have lived there for 20 plus years, a little over 20 years, and just decided that what are we doing with the other 2 acres? Pretty much nothing. It's just wooded area. So I thought, could we split this up and potentially sell it for, another house to be built there? And started that process in July, I think. And we're just proposing that this be approved. Any questions?
Not at this time.
No, that does. Okay.
Thank you very much. And let's see, we have Christopher Childs has also signed up to speak in favor.
My name's Christopher Childs. I live at 1040 Burning Oak Drive. And just like my wife has said, we see if we could split the 2 acres off and be able to sell it to a friend of ours to build a house there.
All right.
All right.
Thank you very much. Does anyone else in the audience or online wish to speak in favor of the request? Does anyone in the audience or online wish to speak in opposition to the request? Seeing and hearing none, I'll close the public hearing and return to the commission for comments. Brian, do you have any comments or questions?
No, I have none.
Mike?
No.
Nathan?
No.
Scott?
No.
Chuck?
Question for Guy. Sorry.
Well, I guess more question on how the ordinances work. If we're removing item or condition 1 to the subdivision that had 7 lots, are we removing it from all 7 lots, or are we just addressing this particular?
Just this particular one.
Now, do we need to state that anywhere for clarity? Because otherwise these others will come and start doing flag
No,
lots out the back.
the request was simply for this 1 parcel.
All right, so by removing it for this parcel, that 1 condition that applies to all 7. Okay,
Yes.
I just wanted to check on that.
All right. Any other questions? Penny?
No questions.
Karen?
No questions.
Steve?
No questions.
Gavin?
The only question I had, I was trying to look at the, in terms of utility department, does that have a private well, or is that on county water?
Gavin, would you repeat that? It was a little hard to hear, please.
is that on private, or county water? Can you hear me?
It appears to be on well water.
Okay. And, do we know that there's capacity for those two residents over there? Of course, if they're not, and they end up with an issue, is there an alternative there with county water?
The petitioner has stated that they have already had the lot perked.
Okay, perked in terms of the septic. So, okay. I don't have any other questions.
Did that answer your question, Gavin?
Well, I wasn't, in terms of the septic, I wasn't concerned with that yet. I figured they would have had an environmental study done, which I saw notes there. But I noted that it was a private well on the single lot, and I just didn't know if the capacity was there to, were they considering supplying both houses, or will they have a separate water system? And then if they can't get the available water they need, would they have a close alternative to tie into the county's water system? And that was just mainly a question back to the guy and the petitioner.
Okay, well, the petitioner's up at the podium and will answer your question.
Okay, sir. There is a county water running down the main road out there that could be brought in, but I'm pretty sure that water can be drilled right there. My well has 118 gallons a minute coming into it. That's what the well company told me. My neighbor right next door, they have 100 gallons a minute. So we're all right in there, on a good stream of water right down through that.
I got you. Okay, well, it sounds good. And so I have no other questions.
For clarity,
Thank you, Gavin.
Gavin, he is proposing that the new lot will have its own well.
Yes, new lot have its own well.
Just wanted to clarify.
Any other questions from the planning commission? If not, I'll accept a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve with staff's conditions.
And I'll second.
All right, we have a motion by Gavin Jordan and a second by Chuck Hunt. Brian, how do you vote?
Approve.
Mike?
Approved.
Nathan?
Approve.
Scott?
Approve.
Chuck?
Approve.
Penny?
Approve.
Karen?
Approve.
Steve?
Approve.
Gavin?
Approve.
All right, motion carries unanimous. Next item is rezone case P20-0194, 1301 Dove Creek, portion of parcel A01013.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners. This property is located in the northwest corner of the county near Dove Creek Elementary. It is off of Osborne Road. Again, this is P200194 at 1301 Dove Creek Road. The large parcel is what is being proposed for the 2 acres to be cut out of. It's adjacent to Wildflower Meadows and Springs along Osborne Road. It's currently zoned AG. It is in the Country Estates character area. And the request again is to rezone from AG to AR for a 2-acre lot. And this is the site plan that you have in your packets that was submitted showing the proposed house location. And this planning staff recommends approval with the 2 conditions.
Thank you, sir. And now we'll hear from the petitioner. The petitioner's agent.
Good evening. My name is Drew Pilgrim. It's funny, I don't really have an address. I'm homeless right now because we just sold our property at 1850 Madison Court here in Oconee County. We're currently living at 2750 Thistledown Drive, renting from a friend of ours. So this particular property is owned by close family friends. It's in the estate of Miss Juanita Perkins. And we were blessed to have Miss Wanda Harris, her daughter, offer to parcel off us 2 acres to build our family home. My wife's a teacher at Dove Creek, so she could throw a rock from this property to the school. And we got 2 kids here in the school system. Our plan is to build really our forever home and to be there long term. So we lived in the county since 2014 and really enjoy it and plan on being here long term. So if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer those.
All right, thank you. Is there anyone else in the audience or online that would like to speak in favor of this rezone request? Is there anyone in the audience or online who would like to speak in opposition to this request? Hearing none, I'll close the public hearing and return to the commission. Brian, do you have any questions or comments?
No questions.
Mike?
No questions.
Nathan?
No questions.
Scott?
No questions.
Chuck?
No questions.
Sorry for the editorial. Penny?
No questions.
Karen?
None for me.
Steve?
No questions.
Gavin?
No questions.
Any other questions, comments, or discussion? If not, I'll call for a motion, please.
I'll make a motion again to approve with staff's recommendation.
Second.
Motion and a second. I'm sorry, who was the second, please?
Scott.
All right, motion by Gavin Jordan, second by Scott Green to approve. And holy cow, I got ahead of myself. I think we've already done that, haven't we? I've got a whole bunch of yeses down here.
Not yet.
Okay, well, I'm losing my mind. I apologize. Brian, how do you vote?
Approve.
Mike?
Approved.
Nathan?
Approve.
Chuck? Approve. Penny?
Approve.
Karen?
Approve.
Steve?
Approve.
Gavin?
Approve.
And who did I miss?
Scott. Approve.
Thank you. All right, motion carries unanimous. As we have no other items on the agenda, if no one has any other business, I'll accept a motion to adjourn.
I move that we adjourn.
Motion by Karen. Do we have a second?
This is Steven Strickland. I'll second that motion.
Thank you, Stephen. We are adjourned.
Hope everyone has a good evening.
All right. Have a good night.